Ooh, what's up, everybody? We're back in this thing, man. One more time, man. We're back, man. We're here to touch on everything sports, what's going on in the sports, man. And this is Let That Be Known, man. So tune in, man. But without further ado, here's my co-host.
Hey, what's going on, fam? This your boy Don. And y'all make sure y'all sit back, relax, grab yourself something to drink, and let it be known. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. It's been a little crazy out there. We're probably in the most quietest part of sports mania, as you would say. When you get to those July and Junes, it's really, really not a lot of sports going on. I mean, sports going on, but not a lot of the main sports for as NBA and NFL. But there's some other things that's going on. There's one of them in particular that I want to touch on before we dive deep into the other stuff, and that's the WNBA. And for those who don't know, they have been on I guess, a peaceful kind of protest, or they've been voicing their opinions and really, I guess, kind of politely demanding more money and to be paid more money. And it's been topsy-turvy because some people fall on the side of theirs, some people fall on the side of logic, but we're here to talk about that, man. Tell me what you think about that, man.
Yeah, man, it's a slippery slope. Yeah, they're starting to demand more. I know that their CBA is coming up pretty soon here, and so the players, they are executing a strategy of wanting to get paid more. Because I think at the moment, that the top-notch players only getting paid in six figures. Pretty much everyone else is below the 100,000 mark for the most part. But on the other part of that spectrum, what comes with that, with the big bucks, is come with the views and the fans and the popularity. Now, granted, they have become more popular in the last few years, due to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and players like that, Asia Wilson. But if I'm not mistaken, they're still kind of operating close to a deficit, if I'm not mistaken, or barely breaking even. And so anybody that has any ounce of business sense, you don't continue to put more money into something that's bringing back a deficit. And the NBA has been subsidizing the WNBA since its exception back in 95, 96, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so since that point, so that's almost 30 years that they've been running in a deficit. And they're just now starting to close to break even, or maybe barely making profit. I understand from the player standpoint, you want to make the most money you can, but at the same time, they have to also understand the business is just not there yet. The popularity is not there yet. I do see it's trending up. I think more people are watching it compared to years past, but it still is not at that point yet. I'm not sure where they think the money is going to come from, but at the end of the day, it's still a business, and it has to make sense.
I'll let Jonathan go first because he's nicer. It come to these things, so he's nicer. So he pat you on the back. Say it's gonna be okay. It ain't gonna be okay. Before this year, you guys have been losing $50 million per season. That's the debt you've been going into per season. That's the negative you've been in per season. This year it improved to 40 million. So this year, with all the hype and the fanfare, and it has been a lot more hype and fanfare, you're still $40 million in debt. And this is what happens when the NBA basically started a business and did not let the business stand alone. The women wanted a pro basketball league, and the NBA obliged them by creating the WNBA. But of course, starting up something, it's gonna be shaky. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to, get it going. So the NBA, did what it's supposed to do. It stepped in and helped out. Basically keeping the thing basically going. Dumping money into, basically a losing business. And through all those years, we haven't seen any real progress in the profits of the WNBA. But yet we still have women out there who are playing and competing saying we want more money. And I'm saying, from where? Like, you're in a business that can't stand alone. If the NBA commissioner woke up tomorrow and said, you know what, we're not funding the WNBA no more, there'll be no more WNBA. You're on TV because of the NBA. The only way that you guys are going to get more money, man, is, of course, one, get more views, of course, two, pack out every arena, three, you got to get more sponsorship deals. That's where the real money lies. You have to get these big companies wanting to throw money into the WNBA. The WNBA as a whole makes a profit of $200 million. Now, to the blind eye, or to the person that really doesn't understand how basketball works, that's no money when it comes to basketball and professional basketball. When you're talking about traveling, when you're talking about all these different things, like having to pay to be on TV, like all that stuff costs money, and you only got $200 million spread out through all these teams, versus the NBA, who's bringing in close to $10 billion. Yeah. So, like, when I say that there's no money, like, there's literally no money, because you're only doing 200 million, but you're still in debt because of all the expenses. So you don't even have enough money to even carry your expenses, because this year you're $40 million in the red. And you can go look this up this year. What is the debt of the WNBA? How much did the WNBA lose this year? You can go look that up this year. You can go look that up. And I believe it's like 40 million.
Yeah, WNBA is projected to lose 50 million in the 2025 season.
I'm sorry, 50 million. I was trying to be generous. I'm sorry.
Talking about me being
I'm sorry, 50 million. So you guys make $200 million, but you're still ending up in $50 million worth of debt.
And this
Hence, what's that?
it was so crazy. They said they doubled their popularity since 2019, so they was that much in debt to where it's now $50 million in the hole.
Well, this is the hole they have every year. They only make 200 million. So the 200 million goes into the expenses of actually having a team, having a pro team. So like after you pay those expenses, there isn't a lot of money left. And so this is why like big time sponsors won't dump a lot of money into the WNBA, because they're looking at it like, oh man, this isn't profitable. Like you guys are already in the negative. Like why would I dump money into this? Like you can't even get out the net. Y'all can't even break even. And so I think somebody made a suggestion. They should lower the rims. The women, a lot of the WNBA women got offended and said, no, you're not going to disrespect us and lower the rims. It's like, well, people who are suggesting that are trying to be solution based. Like, hey, we're trying to figure out a way to help you guys generate more views and more popularity so that, you know, more revenue will come in. And if we lower the rim, say to 9 feet or 8.5 feet, and you guys flying through the air dunking, it might be a little bit more entertaining. But man, what do you see that can happen, man? What's your take, man?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility there, man. On the solution, rather, they already play with smaller balls,
Yeah,
basketball. So the size of their balls is what 7.5, something like that. I know it's 7 something because the guys is 9. Uh, they, I do think that is a viable solution. Bringing that element of entertainment to the game that'll put more eyes in the seats. Just like in the WNBA, man, when they started dunking, like with Dr. J and Jordan coming in, they would start dunking that thing,
ratings.
rating shot through the roof. It wasn't the hook shots, it wasn't the the set shots. It was no, when you come through the air flying, dunking on somebody's cap, that's when the rating shot through the roof and it became a global game. Yeah, they have to change the element of entertainment up because what they're doing now is just not working. Um, and it doesn't help when you do have some of your more popular players missing layups. That doesn't help. We can watch high school uh, or college for that, but you're in the pros and you're missing layups. That many layups, that doesn't help.
Especially when you don't dunk. So like,
Yeah, that doesn't help.
and then too, like we talked about this a little bit in our group chat with with a couple of friends of ours.
Hmm.
And I was mentioning in the group chat that how the NBA was kind of in the same boat as the WNBA is right now, and the people that saved it was Magic and Bird. For a lot of the people that don't remember, the NBA wasn't very popular, and they wasn't even taping live. They was taping and you had to watch it later. It came on later.
It was on delay. Yeah.
That's how unpopular it was. Just to give people an idea about where the state of the NBA was back in the day. And what the NBA did, which was so clever, was they created a fake beef between Magic and Bird. They played on it. They coming in around the same time. You have this guy coming out of Indiana. You got Magic who was coming out of Michigan State, and they just made them rivals. And you basically took an East Coast team and a West Coast team, and you made them hate each other. And at that time, you was either or. You was either a Laker fan or you was a Boston Celtics fan, and that drew people in. The drama drew people in. And then what actually elevated more is they could ball. And
Yep.
so when they started coming in and Magic is doing, what he does, it's entertaining. And then Magic talking the way he talked, you know, it's entertaining. Magic wanted to change the game. Magic wanted to run. And at that time, it really wasn't very, very popular of the run and gun style because the league was um made up of really just big men. It was built around big men. And
Mm-hmm.
so for those who don't know, Magic had a lot of conflict early on with Kareem, with the style
Mm-hmm.
of play. Kareem wanted to be in the half court set. He wanted Magic to walk the ball up the court and basically dump it down to him. And Magic like, yeah, we can do that some, but you're gonna have to run with me too. Cause like, man, we got some they had some very guys who can run, athletic, James
Mm-hmm.
Worthy. I mean, all these guys, man, who can run.
Yep.
And Magic, like, man, these guys here we can really open up a different dynamic to the game. And hence, here come the Showtime Lakers.
Run and gun, baby.
The introduction to the run in gun. And it was a perfect mixture because when they was in half court, you could go to Kareem,
Mm-hmm.
but when they got on their break, it was Magic. And it was exciting to see these passes he
Mm-hmm.
was making because nobody was doing stuff like that at that time or had the goal to do that, you know. And so, hence, on the other side, you had Larry Bird, a more traditional type of fella,
Mm-hmm.
but cutthroat in his own right,
And talk trash while doing it.
which was kind of funny because Bird almost deemed himself as he played like a brother, even though he was white. And so a lot of people made the statement that Bird would be offended if he was guarded by a white man.
Yeah.
He took offense to that. And so you have all these interdynamics and they built these teams up. The NBA purposely built these teams up. And every year it was either Lakers, Boston, Lakers, or Boston. And they purposely did this. You can say scripted or not, but they purposely did this. And it built they built the NBA on those guys' backs. And that's why I always say these guys will always should be in the all-time great conversation. Purely just based, it would be no NBA without Magic or Bird. The NBA we know today, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be no Michael Jordan.
Facts.
Those guys brought eyes to the game. They brought real money to the game. Those guys was one of the first getting shoe deals. They brought that to the game. And so I was telling in the group chat that I was hoping so much that Andrew Reese and Caitlin Clark could do the same thing. That they can have this rivalry. And some people might not like it. They call her hating, but I like when Angel Reese talks trash about Caitlin Clark. I think it's good for the game. Like, drama sells.
It does.
And now you have people who are in the comments who are full attached to either or. Either they're going off on Caitlin Clark fans or they're going off on Angel Reese fans. And that's what you need for the game to grow. You need people to have somebody to latch on to. And now you watching the game solely based off this one person because like I've been riding for her in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what you need. And I just think the WNBA isn't playing on that heavy enough. Everybody's trying to figure out a way to solve the conflict. No,
Amp it up.
take it to 100. As long as nobody's getting physically harmed, take it to 100.
Hey, at this point, throw a couple punches. Hey,
That'll help. But I just think they're playing it too soft and they're so busy about people's feelings. And people are really getting riled up as I'm watching about these two young ladies. And man, you can really, really boost viewership. Like I'll be doing commercials with them, all kind of stuff.
that's a fact.
Can you imagine if the WNBA did an introductory to before the game and they talk trash before the game? I'm
Hey,
watching.
they need to take a page out of WWE book.
Facts. Let's create the narrative. Let's create the issue, even if it ain't one. Make it one.
Facts.
People had this misconception about Bron and Kobe that they hated each other. Didn't hate each other, but the NBA played on it. Now they wasn't best of friends, but they didn't hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the NBA didn't care. It's like we're just gonna keep going with the narrative. Shoot, selling shit. Like they, just, they just played on it. Whatever it was, they played on it. The whole Kobe and Shaq thing played on it.
Yep.
A lot of it was true. A lot of it wasn't true. But they played on it, and people wanted to tune in to see. A lot of these things. Malice in the Palace. You can say what you want. But God dang it was entertaining because we still talk about it today.
I like it.
We still talk about that today. Kobe getting two-piece. We still talk about it today. Matt Barnes throwing the ball at Kobe and Kobe not flinching. Mm-hmm. We still talk about it today.
Yep. LeBron dunking over Jason Terry head.
That did about it. We still talk about that today. I don't know what he was thinking. And shout out to Terry because he forever a married legend. But
shout
dude,
out, man.
What the heck was you thinking?
You don't take that.
If you're on the floor and you see the ball get tossed in the air, you run. When I used to hoop, if I was defending and I turned around and I seen the ball, somebody just throw a ball in the air, I'm getting out the way. I'm already at a loss. Because that means that man is already soaring.
Do not take that.
If I turn around and call myself jumping, but I think that's the fastest way, and I think that's the most plausible way to boost viewership. I turned the WNBA to a reality TV show.
Do like a lot. Oh, like Hard Knocks.
People talking trash. I guarantee y'all go from making 100,000 to 2 million in a matter of a year. I guarantee you, if you do it. See, you have to realize this, people. I love the game of basketball, and I love the game of basketball just for its purest form of just basketball. But I also understand that this is show business. That most people that go to basketball games can care less about the basketball game. They're
Right.
there for the wow factor, for the entertainment factor. They don't care, they can care less about plays and sets, roles, who's playing what role, who's doing this. They can care less about who's boxing out, who ain't boxing out. They can care less about a horns action, a Spain pick and roll. They can care less about it.
Most of them don't even know what it is.
They can care less about high low action. They can care less about that. They don't know nothing about that. They there for the wow factor, to be entertained. Let me see you dunk. LeBron dunk on somebody. Steph shoot
Mhm.
threes from the parking lot. They're there to see that. Hey John, mute your thing. Mute your YouTube. But that's the reason why they're there to uh to experience the game. And vice versa. Most people will go to the WNBA games. Most people watch the WNBA games because they like basketball. They really love basketball. And that's the basketball fans. But what you're trying to get and where the money comes is when you can get non-basketball fans to faithfully tune in and faithfully go to the games and faithfully buy WNBA merch. And so, you know, we shall see, man. But the path that they're taking, man, I don't think that's going to help them get where they want to. You're just out there asking for more money, but there aren't no real solutions out of the way to bring that about. And you know, it is what it is. Um, Hopefully they adopt a new manner, adopt a new way, or look for some solutions. But as of right now, it is what it is. But we'll move on, man. We'll move on. We'll move on, man. What's happening next, man, out there?
Uh, I guess keeping things NBA, man. We'll get that out the way before we get to the Cowboys reporting to camp. Um, and we posted it on IG, man. Dame Dollar goes home. He goes back to Portland. Even though he's gonna be out for the year, he went ahead and made that move. Which I didn't see. I thought he was gonna take the year to just kind of just rehab and things of that nature. But he went ahead and made that commitment and went back to Portland. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I thought it was smart. And the reason why he did that is because there wasn't a really big market on Dame. And I think when he kind of seen the market, like teams wasn't clamoring over him to basically, wow him as some big time free agent. Um, I think he woke up and really smelled the flowers and was like, man, I have an opportunity to go back home, um, and basically finish my career out here. They gave him a nice, bag to come back, and I think it's kind of a sad one, but I think it was the best move for him because I don't see a contender that was willing to give up anything or to do anything to move anything to get him on a contending team. And I just don't I really don't understand. Um, I really don't understand the move of Portland. Um, I don't know what Portland is trying to do. Now I'm glad they gonna send Dame off right, but they're trying to rebuild. And I thought at first they were gonna try to do a rebuild around Simons and maybe try to get another star in there with Simons and then try to do it that way. But they traded off Simons for the old Drew Holiday. And now I'm like, okay, you only make that type of move if you going for a championship. But y'all not a contender. So like, what are you doing now, or who you gonna build around now? Dame is out this year. We don't know what kind of Dame or who Dame is gonna be when he comes back. Kevin Durant already has spoken about the Achilles injury and how it affects shooting long threes and why he doesn't shoot a lot of long threes no more, or why he doesn't do a lot of step backs no more. And he was like, when I after my Achilles injury, I just did not have the lift that I used to have. And you can tell like he's not as athletic. KD is not as athletic as he used to be. Um, and so I I don't know, man. I wish the best for Dame, man, but it worked out for Dame, but I don't really know what Portland is doing on this move. I'm lost. I don't know. I normally can come up with some kind of antidote of what they're seeing, but I honestly don't know what you're saying. Because once Drew and Dame leave, now what? What? You have a team bunch of role players.
So, I mean, yeah, they making moves all that doesn't make any sense. There's no consistency there, but I do understand why they made the move. Well, not for Drew. That don't make no sense.
Oh, I about to say I
Yeah,
don't
that
Drew.
don't
I
make
don't
no
Drew
sense.
how did they move?
But is speaking specifically about Dame. I do think this is going to be Dame's last deal. With Dame being, I think he's like 35, 36,
Yeah, 3 years is it.
3 years. So this is gonna be his final deal. So it's kind of a farewell thing. Also, man, they gotta get some bus in the seats, man. Um, the, when they shipped Dame off, man, he was the reason why anybody was watching Portland. And when you ship them off, they'll go to ratings as well in the seats. So it's kind of twofold for them, even though long term it doesn't make sense, but it's more so, to get people back in the seats, and also, it's like of a send off thing. Also, I know it's just a rumor right now, but I think CJ McCollum is trying to get a buyout so he can go back and reunite in Portland. But I guess he thinking it would be better in Portland than it would be in Washington.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
at least you know what you got with Dane. When Dane comes back, y'all, you're familiar with each other and things of that nature. You're familiar with the city and the organization. Um, so we'll see how that unfolds, and see if they, if he does get his wish and he ends back up in Portland. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, shout out to him, man. Go ahead and get somewhere, man, especially somewhere you're familiar with, man. While you're doing your rehab, man, they know how you operate, you know how they operate. Um, you know where you are in your career, things of that nature. So, I mean, shout out to him, man. Um, Also on the West Coast, Marcus Smart agrees to a
mm.
buyout, and he was recruited by Luka Doncic to join the Lakers.
They need to replace Finney Smith. They needed to.
Yeah, so he's the Finney Smith replacement. He's a lot older, but he's still effective. I believe. Like I
I
said,
think
he
he's a
was.
I think he's a better overall basketball player than
Yeah,
Kenny is.
yeah. He can. He can make plays and things of that nature outside of his defense. He's starting to shoot it. A little bit better later in his career. Um, he's getting a little longer in the tooth, but he's still effective. How to play the game, things of that nature. So, yeah, they had to. That was a big hole for them losing Finney Smith the way that they did.
Mm.
Also, they did lose Lemon Daddy. Well, they traded Lemon Daddy to the Jazz.
What they get?
Let me see who they got. I forgot who they got. I couldn't believe they did it. Uh, what's his real name? Cause my mind drawing a blank. Cause I can't put Lemon Daddy in there. They're gonna be like, what?
I'm trying to.
Austin Reeves. Okay, so never mind.
How about say I didn't see that. I didn't see it. I thought it was speculation, but
Yeah, it was speculation. So my bad, y'all. Disregard that.
I know they was thinking about doing it because they was hoping to get putting a package together to get Walker Kessler and what's the other white boy name? What's his name?
Oh, the center marketing
No, marketing is the forward and Walker Kessler is the center.
Walker. Right.
So they was hoping to get one of those guys
Mm. Yeah, but yeah.
because Austin Reeves want the bag, and he's saying
Hey,
he ain't taking no pay cut,
like I perform my rookie deal.
and the Lakers ain't trying to pay nobody but Luca right now. That's the only person he trying to pay.
They're not even
That's,
trying to pay LeBron.
that's why LeBron picked up his option because they wasn't finna give him no deal.
They still haven't offered him an extension.
They not. LeBron is gonna be won't be a Laker after this year if he plays this year. But it's a lot of speculation of him being traded. I wouldn't be surprised if he's traded, but we know for sure that this is going to be his last year as a Laker. Now I know he's probably hoping to get traded to a more of a contending team.
Dallas. Mm.
I mean, it would only make sense
I'm sorry,
if
y'all.
he was traded to Dallas because we picked up the 2020 Lakers staff. We basically got the 2020 championship Lakers staff. It's just reverse roles. So Jason Kidd was the assistant head coach to Vogel. Now Vogel is the assistant head coach to Kidd, and so they work well together. They understand each other well. I think they strengthen each other's weaknesses, and so I think it's like the perfect match when you're talking about a head coach and assistant head coach, and then you bring in a guy like Phil Hanley, who's really good at player development, one of the better coaches out there in player development. Um, being on that Lakers staff, when you look at the development of Austin Reeves and all these guys, you know, him having a hand on all these guys, I think that's was a great move. Dallas getting one of the better um, sports and medical guys out of Detroit. I don't know how they got them, but they went and got them. So I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? But they went and got them, and we needed it in the worst way. We needed a revamp on the staff in the worst way. I appreciate the guys, man, but I think they had reached their ceiling in the role that they could perform, and I think it was just time for just new blood around the whole arena, you know. Um, but if Dallas get LeBron James, it's a shoe in. If everybody's healthy, it's a shoe in for a championship. Nobody's going to beat their team. That team. If Dallas get LeBron James, especially if Kyrie comes back. If everybody ends the season healthy, and you take those minds into a playoff basketball game, you're not beating that. With Kyrie, LeBron, AD, Lively, Gaff, Christie, Najee Marshall, like you're not beating those guys, man. Like that's just a lot of that's a good mixture of veteran and youth. It's like the perfect mixture of veteran and youth. So we'll see what happens, man. What transpire, man. But we'll move on. We'll move on, man. We'll move on.
Okay, man. So switching over to switching over sports, man. We can get over Dallas Cowboys, man. They have reported to training camp to start the 2025 season. Um, and also without having Michael Parsons signed up and locked up.
Stupid.
So we're heading into training camp with that looming, and that's going to be the same question every day for media and things of that nature, man. So, what are your initial thoughts about the camp, man? Them reporting, and what are we looking for?
Oh,
Uh,
well, the Michael Parsons thing. I'm glad that the NFL is putting they're dropping a new rule pretty soon that it will penalize teams for signing their players late. And so I'm happy. I think that was if the players what you call it the voice of the players, what you call it,
NFLPA.
yeah, if they had negotiated that, that was a W. That's a win for the NFL players because now teams will be penalized and for holding out your negotiation. And I've always been like, if you want the guy, if you think the guy is worth it, pay the guy. If you don't think he's worth it, then don't do it. But don't string it out. But shout out to Micah. He's been professional, which has been quite shocking. Which has been quite shocking to say, his, signs of growth and maturity that, he has grown up. And Shotty said it at the beginning of this offseason that Micah was going to be a leader on his team. And everybody kind of looking like, he'd probably be the best player on the team, but leader? Uh, and he said he's really mature. And so this has showed us that Shotty knew exactly what he's talking about because Micah has shown maturity of, basically, keeping business behind closed doors or keeping his feelings about the business behind closed doors and not getting on the media talking crazy or taking shots at people, things like that that will further hinder your negotiation. All that does is just hinder negotiations when you go in. Um, you have to understand it's business. Um, I don't believe that it's personal. Each side is trying to get the best deal. So it's just business. It's negotiation. But I believe Michael knows that he's not worried. He knows that I'm gonna get paid from somebody. So like I'm not worried, but you know, it is what it is. But going into training camp, man, I believe that this is one of the most important training camps that we've had in a long time. And for several reasons. For one, largely, we have a new coach, have a new head coach. We have new coaches. Um, I don't think we have a lot of returning coaches. So we have like basically a whole brand new coaching staff, and basically we have a brand new team. I think the only person that's left on that last regime is probably Dak Prescott.
That is true.
So basically, you have a brand new Cowboys team, different mindset. Um,
Yeah, from the Jason Garrett era. Yeah, he is
from the
the.
Jason Garrett era, I think
Yeah.
Dak is the only one that's left.
Wow. Yeah, because the president just retired. So
hmm So I think he's the only one that's left of that regime. So um, you have a new team, um, new coaching, and I think this is going to be so important, man, because I think that the media for so long has predicated the Cowboys on being all show and no fight. And oh man, they can't do this, man. They not going it's all about Hollywood over there. And I think that this team and these guys and the coach all have a chip on their shoulder. Because I think Shotty was rated, I think second to the last worst coach in the NFL. When is it?
no, it kind of goes in relations to that, man. About just how they not don't have much faith in Shadi or don't expect them to do as much. A few days ago, ESPN released their top 10 quarterback list, and um, Dak wasn't in the top 10. And for some people, that's fine, but it's who they had in front of Dak or who made the top
I
10.
think Baker Mayfield was up
Baker,
there.
Baker. So you had Baker Mayfield, who's in top 10. Uh, let me see who else was in there. You had Matthew Stafford, who's
He's
in
not
there.
Matthews not in the top 10 anymore.
Uh, yeah, Jalen Daniels as number 5
I don't understand that.
after 1 year.
After 1 year.
So, yeah, so you have Baker at 10, Jalen Hurts at 9, Jared Goff at 8, Justin Herbert at 7. He hasn't done anything.
He don't have a playoff win. Not one.
Then you have, like I said, Matt Stafford at 6, Jalen Daniels at 5, Lamar Jackson 4, Joe Burrow 3, Josh Allen 2, and then of course Mahomes number 1. I'm not sure what these folks are saying.
Well, you know what it is. Because like take for instance like Jalen Hurts, like you look at his numbers, he has pedestrian numbers. Now you went to the Super Bowl because you had an amazing team. And
So, defense, especially.
the defense was amazing. And I don't like the Eagles, but I have to keep it real. Like their defense was amazing, especially their front seven. They was amazing. Like when you see what they did throughout the season, and then when they did to the play, and when they got to the playoffs, like when you have a front four like that, and you can rely on your front four, and I have to send a lot of blitzes, man, the things you can do. And the reason why Jalen Hurts played good in the Super Bowl, and I know people might not like it, It's because the Chiefs sold out to stop Saquon Barkley. They sold out to stop the run. So there was a lot of one-on-ones out there to be had because they were stacking a line of scrimmage to try to stop the run. And so that's why he made the plays. Now, granted, credit to him, he made those plays, but that's the reason why he got off like he did. That and two, the Chiefs just couldn't score. So it just was never no pressure throughout the game because the Chiefs just they had a hard time making it past the 50. And me and John went back and watched a lot of highlights. We're like, man, they ain't got back, they ain't got past the 50. Like, and Mahomes is running for his life, like running for his life back there. But if you wanted to put him in the top 10, I wouldn't argue with you. Right? Do I think he's more talented than some of those guys? No. I think he's a talented runner. But I think he's a one read guy. He hikes, he reads, it ain't there. He's looking to get up out of there. That's Jalen Hurts. Justin Herbert, I don't know why they keep pushing the guy for as long as they had him in the top 5, now they finally got him outside of the top 5. I don't know why he's nowhere near the top 10. Like, if you don't have a playoff win, man, and I'm not saying that that's the all be all, because I'm a big advocate that winning isn't just a one guy thing. So I'm a big advocate about that. Super Bowl isn't a one guy thing. So when you say, oh man, well, does he have a Super Bowl? I'm like, well, no. But they don't have a Super Bowl just because it's him. So like some people, when you hear like, oh, the Cowboys have won Super Bowl, they'll make you believe they haven't won because of Dak Prescott. They hadn't won because of him. Like, no. It takes a team effort. We watched the Eagles win the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, who was a career backup quarterback, because they had such a good team. Like, it matters about the team. Now, when you have a good team and you can't get it done, then now you can start really pointing the fingers like, man, look, you had a top 5 defense and you had a top 5 offense. Now you can start to point the fingers. But Dak has never been in a situation of where, or he hasn't been in many situations in the playoffs where the defense is playing lights out and the offense just ain't doing nothing. He's been in plenty of situations where the team is just stinking. He's stinking up the joint. Offense ain't really moving the ball. Defense can't stop nobody. And I think Michael alluded to this with Stephen A. And they said, well, Stephen A was telling Michael, well, what's going to take it for him to win? He said, a top 5 defense. He said, when you look at all the championship teams, what they got? They have a top 5 defense. You can't win because you can't score. He said, when you look at a lot of playoff numbers, a lot of quarterbacks have pedestrian numbers. Like, go look at Tom Brady's playoff numbers. A lot of those games,
Mahomes too.
They're pedestrian. They're not like astronomical. Like, whoa, man, he threw for 350 yards. No, like, bro, he got 175 yards. Like, pedestrian game. But they won because the Patriots defense was just, they was like that. Like, it was just hard to beat them because you just couldn't score on a Belichick defense.
Yeah.
The same with the Chiefs. They had a really good defense. It's hard to score on them. In terms, the Eagles last year, really good defense. You just couldn't score on them a lot. And when you do that, when your defense can't get stops, now it forces the quarterback to have to be perfect. Because now you're playing the scoring game. So and I had said that say this because I watched the clip of Gilly and Wallow. They was interviewing AJ Brown, and they was asking him who his top 5 receivers were, and he said, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are like his top two, and of course he threw himself there and CD Lamb there, and Gilly said, "Well, I think you above them because you got the Super Bowl." And AJ Brown said something that was telling. He said, "That doesn't determine who's the better receiver unless you got a Super Bowl. A Super Bowl is a team achievement. It's not a player achievement. That's why everybody gets Super Bowl rings." Now, MVP, that's an individual achievement. Go check AJ Brown yards. He didn't have better yards than CD or none of those guys. But he still had 1,000. He still did good.
Yeah.
I have AJ Brown still in the top 5 receivers. Probably top 4. Because I probably got CD 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. So you got Justin Jefferson 1.
And then to me, you can go either Jamar Chase or CD Lamb there.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do there. And then I got AJ Brown 4.
Yeah.
And then you can start trickling down whether you want to go to Tyreek Hill, whether you want to go, Amon St. Brown, wherever you want to, start labeling it at, you start getting into that top 10 guys there. But we shall see how things unfold. But this training camp is going to be very telling. And it's going to be a big time training camp because you got a lot of guys who are there trying to prove themselves, man. I ask you this: what you think about CD Lamb? I mean, not CD Lamb, Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, man. Because they did find him.
Well, he knew he was gonna get fined. You can't miss all those mandatory.
Yeah, I think they found like a $500,000 for missing them all. He's kind of just been in cahoots with the training staff. I think after this season, man, he's not going to be here. I think they're going to move him. I think along, of course, the last few years he's been having some injuries, but then also you're having, this type of turmoil with the, training staff and things of that nature. And I think even Jerry's kind of pissed off by how he's going about it. So that doesn't help. So I think maybe this is probably going to be his last year here, and they're going to look to move him next offseason.
Unless he have a good season.
Well, but you know how Jerry is, man. Once Jerry gets pissed off at you, and you can be balling out. And
I think if Jerry was really that pissed off, I think Jerry would have moved him. If he was really that mad, because we seen Jerry pissed off, and he just moved the guy for a bag of chips. Like,
but
we see him move Mari Cooper for a bag of chips.
But I think if they had it drafted a little differently in a way to replace him, then yeah. But they didn't. Now, of course, they did get that one corner from I can't remember his name. He's a tall, long corner, but he's he's coming back from injury as well, so he's not ready as of yet either. So I think, like I said, I think they're gonna move him and then look for his replacement.
I'm not sure. Nature. I think if he was not, I think if he wasn't, I think them seeing the progression of these, I think that stayed their hand from making a move because I think the Cowboys really was going to make a move. I think they was going to either go get Jalen Ramsey or they're going to go out and get another corner. But his progression has been so Because at the beginning of training, at the beginning of the off season, we heard stuff like, he ain't even moving, or he ain't even really running, or he ain't really. And so everybody was like, oh man, he not running, like, oh man, like, and I was telling people, I said, I don't know if that's true, man. I don't think that's true. It turned out not to be true. Um, but I think that Jerry's the type of guy. If he's off of you, he gonna get off of you. He's always been the type of guy. Like even with Dez, like he loved Dez, and he didn't love him no more. When he got off of Dez, they was off of him. He just been that. He just always been that type of guy. You know, um, he'll bring you in, and if you rub Jerry the wrong way, he gonna move you. So I think it was even telling by them not going to pick up Stephon Gilmore, somebody who's been on the team, somebody who has you know rapport with a lot of guys there in the building. So call me crazy, but I would not be surprised to see Diggs there week one. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, no, he ain't gonna be there week one." I said, "Call me crazy." I said the reason why I'm stepping out on the ledge to say that is if he wasn't, I believe the Cowboys would have did something, even if it was just to pick up Stephon Gilmore, because it wouldn't make sense for you not to go out and pick up another veteran corner, and Diggs ain't gonna be ready, or it's gonna take some weeks for him to even. So that's my logic behind it. How you feel about that, John?
Starting week one, I mean, from the clips we've seen, he does look good. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm ready to go there quite yet. Um, I guess I have to see a little bit of him in training camp. I know he's not going to play in preseason, of course, but just see if
I
we can
think
catch some clips of him.
I
How
think he's
he's
gonna I think he's gonna be participating lightly in training camp. But I'm a gun jumper, so and I'm a logic. I'm very ambitious. I'm a logic guy, and I'm a gun jumper. So when I look at the landscape of things, just logically thinking, if I have a corner who's not going to be ready for some time, I need somebody that can fill in that slot. And the Cowboys have not done that. And so now I'm looking like, okay. And then too, it was big talks of Trayvon getting traded. It got really, really hot. We thought it was finna happen for sure because it got really hot.
Mhm.
And then especially with Jalen Ramsey coming out saying that he wanted to leave. And nothing happened. Then next thing you know, these clips start popping out of Trayvon, cutting and moving. I said, "Oh, okay, that's why." Somebody done sent these clips to Jerry. Like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Uh, so I'm saying that it's not a lock, but I said don't be surprised if you see him out there week one,
Yeah,
because I
like
think that nobody has a bigger chip on the shoulder than Trayvon Diggs. Because people forget who Trayvon is. When Trayvon was healthy, he was like that. He was locking down number one guys. And I think, of course, out of sight, out of mind, but people forget exactly who he is and why you should want him to still be a Cowboy. Because if we can get a healthy Trayvon Diggs, God dog it. You should be, as a Cowboy fan, you should be praying that he's healthy week one and he can play alongside Bland. This has been our dream for a secondary to have Malik Hooker at free safety, and you have these two corners out here. Now we can't do nothing about Newport, you know. Can't do nothing about black him out there, man. He
Man,
he just lost, man. I don't know. He can tackle when he gets you, but boy.
he gotta be there though, man.
And I'm hoping the coaching staff will see that and kind of maybe you know position him. I'm saying they should move Wanye Thomas to the to that strong safety position.
Mm-hmm.
What now? Wanye isn't the thumper that Donovan is, but Wanye can cover and and he's faster.
I don't like his stride though, man. He
Who
be moving, but I don't like his
you talking
stride.
about? Wanye Thomas?
You ever seen this stride, man? It's like
He fast though, man.
he
He can
fast. I
run.
don't like it.
He can run.
I know that's petty of me, but I just don't like his stride, man. His stride is just he got like a 1960 stride, man. It's like
It,
it's a struggle.
it's a struggle.
But but
He getting there.
he get where you need to get to, but I he need to work on this stride, man. Can you can work on your stride.
He
He need
can
to work
work
on
on
the
it.
stride, man. His stride seems like it's a struggle, but he be moving though.
He can move, man. He can cover a whole lot better than Donovan Wilson can. I mean, Donovan Wilson be getting lost on running backs and tight ends all the time. It's like, God, dog, bro. Tight end don't
Mhm.
even be moving fast. I'm like, how are you getting lost? Like the tight end literally be just jogging across the field, and I'm like, how are you not on that, bro? Like you a freaking safety. Like I can understand if it was a linebacker or something like that, but dude, you're a safety. The last thing you should be doing is getting burnt by a tight end. Now I can see if you got overpowered or muscle or something like that. That's something different. But to be just getting flat out burnt, man, like come on, dog. I don't understand that, man. It used to irk me. I don't understand how running backs catch screen passes when you're manned up. So we're man to man, and I'm a linebacker, and I see this running back starts to leak out. Why aren't you leaking with him? He catches the ball, then we see them run over there. I don't understand that, man. I never understood that. I don't like it. Now Overshawn didn't play that. Overshawn was always on that. He was on that. Like he see the running back leaking out, I'm already there. That's my man. Like if the running back is your guy, like and you see him leaking, then follow your guy. Don't wait till he catch the ball and then now you're trying to chase him down. And he don't rip you off of 15, 20 yards. Because if you get caught in man and somebody beats you, it's probably gonna be a touchdown or a big run. Because everybody's chased off in man. There's no zone. There's
Mhm.
nobody in place. You're taking a gamble when you play man. Unless you're playing like a cover one man or something. You got a safety just looming over the top
Loan
or
right,
something.
yeah.
Other than that, you know, you don't really have a lot of help. And the safety is already in the bind because he's trying to be a blanket.
Mm-hmm. And it's usually gonna be shaded to whoever their best receiver is anyway. So
Unless you got Trayvon Diggs out there. Just saying, guys.
unless you got Diggs out there, and we are hoping that he's there for week one. Absolutely, absolutely, suited and booted, ready to go.
If I'm going against the Eagles and I'm going against AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, I want Trayvon Diggs out
I want number 7 out there.
there. No cap.
Absolutely.
He is a game changer. When he's on the field, you can say what you want, whatever. He's a game changer. Any moment is a pick waiting to happen. He just finds the ball. The ball is just you have those type of guys where they have a knack for the ball. He's one of those type of guys. I believe Overshawn is one of those guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where and Deron Bland is as well, where the ball is they just always seem to be at the right place at the right time.
I find it.
Like they just in the play, like, you had guys like Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed Deion sounded like they just found the ball. Like the ball just I'm just always around the ball. So um so man, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping that he is that he's out there. But I believe that's going to be a good game regardless. Because I believe we're gonna have a different offense. Um, Guys has been bragging about this offense. Sidney Lamb, I'm glad he's happy about the offense. George Pickens, uh, and two, our division foes got to learn a whole new, different schematic scene. It ain't no, you can't go watch old film and then come out here and think that you're gonna play us the same way. So I like that we're coming in with a bit of surprise. They're not. Well, they will be a little bit because they lost their offensive coordinator. The Eagles did, and they might have lost their defense too. But I'm not sure. But I know for sure they lost the offensive coordinator. They lost a lot of defensive players though. Uh, so, man, I digress from it, man. But it's gonna be fun. Are the Cowboys on Hard Knocks?
Let me see, because I did hear that I heard some rumors about it. They may
I
be
hope.
doing the in season one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah, the in season one on Hard Knocks.
okay.
So
Um,
not the preseason. I'm sure it'd be some preseason
I don't
coverage in
want
there,
to.
but it more
I don't
so.
want to. I don't want them to show nothing. Don't show nothing because you
Yeah.
know how it goes, man. No matter what you put out there, people gonna poke holes in it. Like we had a video with Trayvon Diggs and Dak going back and forth. People poke holes at it. Oh man, he don't like that. He don't do this and that. Like man, they competing, man. Like if you never play sports, just be quiet. This happens when you play sports, especially when you're playing at a high level. It's going to be trash talk. It ain't sports unless it's trash talk to me. We just having a good time.
And mind you, they balled out that year. Both of them did.
That's facts. So like that was that MVP year when he finished second MVP. so
Carving them up.
so um but man, it's just um I don't want them to show too much, man, because the media poke holes, man. Um they try to make problems where there isn't any problems. Um they don't do any other team like that but the Cowboys. They make problems with the way a guy walks. Oh man, like they made problems when a guy got injured. Like that got hurt, and they came on and did a whole
Oh,
segment.
he ain't hurt.
Oh, he quit on his team. He not really hurt. He this, he that. Turns out, man, got a season-ending injury, man. Whole hamstring hanging off. Like that's the stuff you have. Like if nobody got on them, like man, you know what? My bad, that I jumped the gun. My bad.
Speaking on these,
I know. I had to segue too. I had to segue to that thing. I had to segue. We gotta touch that. I ain't gonna. We can't leave without touching that. We gotta touch that. Boy, that was the biggest cowboy hater show in the land.
so it's well known now, but FS1 did a big overhaul on the talent or lack thereof. They call themselves analysts, including Joy Taylor and Paul Pierce and Keyshawn Johnson, and then you had Emilio Ocho, you had Shady McCoy, you have James, whatever his name is, the one that was hating on that. Um, and so they was all let go or not re-signed to their contract deals, with their contracts being up, and I think it pretty much everybody on the outside was like about time.
It was due. Like
It
it,
was this was
it,
just you talking about horrible take after horrible take.
it was just such a bad show.
It was no facts behind it. Everything was just it made no sense. I'm surprised it lasted that long, let alone with the lawsuit that's looming with Joy Taylor and
I think that's what sped it up.
and all her shenanigans and foolishness. Just their bad takes, man, just uneducated takes. Uh I mean, it was horrible, but good riddance, man. About time. It was a year too long for me, man. For sure. What's your thoughts, man?
That show has been a thorn,
In my
like no cap. Because to sit there and I didn't watch the show, but I would see clips come on, and I would sit there and watch like, how are they even airing this stuff? Like the stuff they're saying, like how are you airing this stuff? Like it's rooted in complete garbage. Like you're in there just speaking feelings. Like you're not adding no facts to your feelings. Like if you feel a certain way, you should have something that you can stand on or why I feel this way. But they had no rhyme, no reason or why, you know, or why that they felt a certain way or why they made the text they did. And I believe the lawsuit sped it up for them, getting off the show or, you know, moving the show or doing things like that. Now, Emmanuel Acho, he started off well because he would try to base some facts in his reasoning or why he felt the way he did, which was understandable. But then lately, he's just started to move toward their style of commentating, like
he got contaminated.
no fact, no cap, like Shady. Shady would just get up there, he'd just say whatever came to mind and just had no rhyme or reasoning of why he's saying what he's saying. Oh, this guy sucks. Like, well, why? He got the same numbers as this guy. I don't know, man. He just sucks, man. I don't know. And that's exactly what he would do. You see, you guys make excuses for me. But he sucked, man. And like this is his take. Instead of saying, okay, this guy sucks. This is the reason why I say he sucks. And this is how you make a take and you have facts or something to stand on with your take. Up there, you just acting emotional. And so um Joy just didn't she was she started off as a moderator and then they wanted to make her into a full-blown analyst. And that was just one of the worst mistakes. Now the lawsuit stems out how she got that role. I'm gonna touch on a little bit. But the lawsuit states that she slept her way to the top.
I can believe it.
That's what the lawsuit states.
She
Now she
Kim.
got him.
So is she the Kim K of the sports media world?
That's what they're calling her. Now she got into the door because of her brother, Jason Taylor, who was a Dolphins legend.
Hall of Famer.
She got into the door because of him, which was cool. But she climbed the ladder using her body. And this is what has been stated in the lawsuit. And in turns, her ex-friend have text messages of her stating as such. And some of the text messages are so egregious to the point to where Joy said that if they ever fired her, she'll scream rape or she'll scream sexual assault. Oh, my bad, YouTube.
Grape.
Ain't nobody raping nobody.
Yeah, just put that G in front of it.
She screamed that somebody's assaulting her. We'll just say that. And so, which was egregious to hear. It's like, man, if she actually got text messages of this girl saying this at the time when it was made, I can wonder like how she still have a job.
They throwing it back for a real one.
Man, man, this thing crazy, man. Man, this world backwards. I ain't lying. Y'all, this world's so backwards, bro. This world is backwards, man, of what people want, man. It's just backwards. I don't understand of how they allow certain things to happen and go forth in on these platforms, man. And like there are good women analysts, don't get me wrong. There are good women analysts, but man, majority of the women analysts, man, they suck.
Garbage.
And a lot of men analysts suck too. Don't get me wrong.
Facts.
They trash too. But a lot of women, the reason why I say this or I'm choosing this way is because there aren't many women analysts. And so there aren't a lot of room for error. So when you're not good at what you do and you're in the field of where there isn't plentiful of you, you know, it's almost like, you know, you know, it's almost like, you having a man that's entering into a field of that's predominantly women. He needs to be pretty good or exceptional at what he does in order to sustain himself there. Or if not, he will stick out like a sore thumb because it's just aren't many. It ain't many of him, in that field. So, um, but man, things are backwards, man. Things, man, guys are backwards, man. The women are backwards. Everybody's just backwards, man. In the way that in the way that we're pursuing things, in the way that we're pursuing or intaking sports and everything, man. Like, man, we're gonna have an upcoming show, man. I'm trying to get the people together now, man. But we're gonna have an upcoming show, man, about the whole GOAT debate and the whole listing of who the top players are, the top 50, the top 75, top 100, whatever. And we're gonna really get into it, man. But it's a lot of backwards thinking, man, and it's uh, a lot of fluff going on, man. And so, man, we just really, 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 really gotta dive into it, man. There aren't really, really a lot of good shows out there that you can really watch without all the shenanigans. Um, I was watching a clip of before we got. I was watching a clip of Gil's Arena, and Gil was, basically breaking down to the crew of how they choose the top 75 players. And so they was basically saying they had AI in front of Scottie Pippen. And so Gil whole mantra has been, and it's been my mantra as well, and it's been the mantra of LeBron James and a couple other guys, that rings don't really matter like that. And so people blew up. Oh man, he just saying that because he ain't got as many as this guy. Or he ain't got as many as that guy. And Gil said, no, he's not saying that. He's saying it because it's true. Because if they really mattered, then how is Iverson ahead of Scottie Pippen? How? Scottie Pippen should be top 15 then.
Mm-hmm.
He got 6 of them.
Robert Horry.
Robert Horry should be dang near top 10. If rings really mattered the way that they should. Bill Russell should be top 2.
Or number one, because he got 11 of them things.
So like when people saying this, like it's rooted in some logic. Now I know that you guys hate to do that because you put all the premises on rings, and rings only really made a statement. Rings only really came into a factor because it was really the only defense that people had on keeping Jordan above LeBron. Because when you bring up who's the greatest, they always say, "Well, Jordan, because he got 6 rings and he never lost in the finals." And it's like, well, yeah, he got 6 rings, but
He,
there's no context to
he just didn't play 6 years either.
not only that. Look who he played against. And I know people hate to hear this, but
Dolphins
give me the top shooting guard that Jordan played.
with Clyde Drexler,
Reggie Miller.
Richie Miller.
Would you put any of those guys above the guys you have today? Negative. Like that's why I said there's no context to what's being said. Jordan had nobody coming to kill his head night in, night out. LeBron came into the NBA in the golden era.
Yeah.
Where you had guys like T-Mac, you had guys, I mean, they was coming.
Kobe,
Vince Carter. Like you had guys on a nightly basis who were coming into the arena to chop your head off and had the skill to do so.
That's another thing. When you facing people that skill like that night in and night out, compared to you can mark them on your calendar. Oh, I ain't gotta face this guy till 3 months out.
Like,
nah.
Bruh. And when I say that to people, I say, oh man, I say, what was the best team that Jordan beat? Now stack them against the Warriors. Like when we're just looking for talent, like it's no comparison. Mm-hmm. And I'm not diminishing what Jordan did. What he did, his era was great. I'm not saying that he's not a great player. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, like, context matters. Like it matters. It just does.
It's a fact.
Like if you got Jordan's best team and you got LeBron's best team, I'm taking LeBron's team. And then also it matters about the rules. The rules were different in that era than they are today. People say, well, you allowed to be more physical in that era, which is true. They probably let you play a little bit more physical. You had hand checking and things like that. You got away with pushing and shoving. But you also had a thing called illegal defense.
Mm-hmm.
Which means Jordan could clear out one side of the floor and he can basically ISO and no one could help until he started to dribble the ball.
There was no digging.
No one could come over and double team from the paint area. That was called illegal defense. You couldn't do it. It's not like today where you can send a double team immediately. As soon as somebody touches you, can go double team. So, like, context matters, guys, and you have to really know the game to really dig into that. Now, whoever your favorite guy is, by all means, stand by that. Let that be your favorite guy. But don't. My whole thing is don't diminish another guy. When I say like, if I say LeBron, I think LeBron's the best all time. I'm not diminishing nobody else. I'm not gonna say, well, this guy sucks, he's trash. I'm not gonna do that because I don't think they suck or I don't think they trash. I think they're great. But for the way that I like basketball being played, I think LeBron is the best at it. If you was gonna make a basketball player, you was gonna make LeBron James, a guy who can do everything. This what you. This is what you would make. It's just logically sound.
Yeah.
If I was gonna make a basketball player, or if I had a chance to create a basketball player, it would be LeBron James for his the health, longevity, athleticism, scoring ability, defensive ability, rebound ability. Like I just would make it. All around good guy, take care of his family, all this. Like he just would be the perfect basketball guy. Like
That's a fact.
a guy who will forever be rich because now his kids ain't got to depend on their bag. They getting their own. Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, one no stiff in the bag, but that's neither here nor there.
oh,
It's on tape. It's on film, man. It's on film. We all seen it.
it's on him, man. Dwayne Wade daughter out here dribbling with her bottle, or his bottle. I like D Wade as a player, man.
He sucks as a father.
But man, I just personally believe that, and don't take this to the show. This is Daniel. I personally believe that he's living his sick fantasies through his son. That's what I personally believe. They said that's how D Wade showed his son how to dribble the basketball. Man, when I say man that the world is getting backwards, man, I'm not lying, man. People will say they want a real like I heard a woman talking about she want a real man, but she got a stud. I don't like I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. It's boy, we in turmoil out here.
Boy,
I don't know, man.
I can't say make that make sense because that one you can't make that make sense.
I don't know, man. The sports world is crazy. The world is crazy. I don't know, man. Magic Johnson's son, man, he wears size 19 pump. Like, I don't know how you find that, but
How you? We talking about getting everything custom?
man, that's a shoe.
Sheesh,
Man,
my land.
he got probably got all kind of pearls and stuff. He can stuff off in that shoe, boy. Man, a 19 pump,
Them boat, you got the big boats.
boy.
You
Boy,
trying to wear hoochie shorts?
that's a shoe, boy. You can put that shoe in front of the tire when you changing the oil or something.
You check your tire.
Boy, you put that right. You stuff that right.
Yeah, we still be sticking out on both sides.
Seriously, I ain't trying to get the show canceled.
My land, boy.
I can just feel. So somebody open the door. He's thinking, put it there. Wait a minute. Ooh, man.
My goodness.
Boy, that's a shoe, boy.
My land.
Man, that's a shoe. Man, that's a big tennis shoe, let alone a heel.
Yeah.
And he a big guy, man. That's a lot on that heel, man. You need reinforced heels. I don't know how they do it, but gotta reinforce that heel.
Yeah, I mean, he got the money, so.
Yeah, man, he got the paper.
Mm, yeah,
And he like 6'7", 6'8". Like
6'8". He tall like a dad, so
that's a
yeah,
long dress,
he
man.
got about two of them.
We got two dresses. What you say?
You gotta make two to make one.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's sheesh.
man. Shout out to him, man. Shout
No,
out
I'm gonna shout out to him,
to shout
man.
out to him,
You ain't shout
man.
out to that foolishness, man. That confusion.
I told y'all, man, the world backwards, man.
You talking about mental health? That's mental health. But we gonna let's stop because there's gonna be a rabbit hole in itself, man. It's like you dad said, man. It's a foolishness going in this world, man. A lot
A
of
lot,
backwardness.
a lot of backwardness, man. It ain't just sports, man. It's just world general, man. Just in general,
Sheesh.
man. You got kids, man. Train your kids up right, man.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them, man. Do everything you can for them, man, to put them on the right path, man. Because boy, it's wickedness out here, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Cause you got studs marrying. No, I can't call them that no more. I'm about to call them the F word.
Oh, no, you can do that.
Uh, lady boys. I call them that. So you
Yeah,
got
man.
studs. You got
It's weird.
studs call marrying lady boys. It's like so you still marrying a guy.
And some popped up on my feed on TikTok. I didn't even know this was even a thing. And apparently it passed, but it was Body Slammer Stud Day. And I didn't even know that was even a thing. And these studs were so mad. I mean, they were pissed. Like they were going off on there. And I was like, God, dog, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know it was even real. And I'm like, body slam a stud. And they were like, yeah, man, when you catch a stud, man, pull over and body slam him. And I said, man, I thought it was fake until I seen the studs on there. They was hot. The studs that, man, they were pissed off. I ain't lying, boy. They were mad. Talking about they want to hit women now. And the guy said, man, we just trying to give you the equality that you want. They talking about a city coming near you when it hit your city. I'm not lying. Y'all can go. Y'all can, if y'all think I'm capping, y'all can go look this up. I promise you. Go look it up on any social media
Oh my
platform.
gosh.
It's going to pop up. I kid you not. I did not make this up. I was just as shocked as you are hearing this. That this was. I thought it was just somebody making a joke, but it was actual studs who were actually upset. And I was like, "Oh, this is real. These YNs are crazy. They out here slamming
Man,
studs."
they're on a whole nother level,
I'm
man.
like, "What kind of game is this?"
Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm.
Man, if y'all out there, man, y'all keep your hands out them studs, man.
Just confuse women, man. Just leave them alone,
Y'all
man.
keep your hands out them studs, man, and keep your hand out them transgenders. Take your hand off them transgenders, man.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh my goodness, man.
But guys, man, we just having fun, man. It was just fun, man. Don't get into your feelings and stuff like
Like
that,
that.
man. If
Yeah.
you do, I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was just fun, man. I was just having fun, man.
He said, "We just serious."
So I'm not trying to come at nobody or nothing like that, man. It is what it is, man. We getting ready to sign off, man. But we just having fun, man. Remember, man, it don't cost you nothing, man, to hit that like or that subscribe button, man. Remember, follow us at Let That Be Known on all social media platforms. Man, support the movement. So show at a time, man. But until next time, peace out.